Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and this is the third time I'm recording this video. Well, I hope you're going to enjoy it. I thought I'm going to come up and just show you a little inspiring, for me, spread. I just wanted to share it. So what I'm using here is the Living Wheel Astrology cards by Patrick Fogarty. And this is an astrology deck. It's perfect for learning astrology or using the cards as astrological tool for teaching. So this is called like Tarot Map Retrograde Spread. It's basically very simple. So what I did, I picked planets that are retrograding right now. And by the way, if you don't know what retrogrades are, if you are interested in astrology, in finding more about like practical information, the dates, you know, how can we use this period of retrograde? How can we use it to our most benefit? What is it about? What does it mean? And also, I'm going to add some probably another maybe card spreads to it. Karni is going to do something practical, I'm sure. You can join us this Saturday on 23rd of May for a webinar on Zoom. It's going to be paid, but it's only $12, so I think everybody can afford it. And we are going to share a lot of knowledge and have fun. You can ask questions. Zoom is a very interactive platform, so I think it's going to be exciting. So join us. I'm going to link more information in the description box, and please look at our Instagram. Most probably will be the first place when we're going to advertise it. So if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to Tarot Map and to Zor.astrology. I'm going to link both of the accounts below in the description box. But back to the retrograde. So I picked planets that are going retrograde right now. So Pluto and Jupiter are both going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So I'm just going to put Capricorn above here. Saturn is still going retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, but is going to be going back to Capricorn as well. And Venus started going retrograde in Gemini just last week or last week on the 12th, I think, or 13th. So Gemini, Venus retrograde, and North Node, which is the lunar node, also is in the sign of Gemini and also retrograding. So what I thought you can do, if you don't have decks like astrology decks, don't worry about it. You can, make your own cards. You can write the symbols of the planets, symbols of the constellations, or if you want to purchase one, this deck is really beautifully made by Patrick. It's got gilding. It has really beautiful paper. It's flexible, not too thick. If I was to say, it's really perfect size. It's small, it's really cute. I'm going to use another deck, so you would do your own kind of thing here. Pick the symbols. It's important to see the symbols. Pick the symbols of the planets. And then I use another tarot deck. You can use whatever deck you want. You can use Oracle deck. And you shuffle, the deck. And then we're going to pick a card for each of the retrograding planets. And we are going to ask the planet in retrograde. So Pluto in Capricorn, please share a message with me. What can I learn from your retrograding period right now? So for Pluto in Capricorn, I picked Nine of Swords. And Nine of Swords is a card of fear. It is a card of dealing with fear as well, right? In this particular image, we see this dark smoke hiding or obstructing the reality which is behind it. So all we see is this darkness, like those chimneys. So on your personal level, during the Pluto retrograding period, it is probably a really good time to go back inwards, and recheck with yourself. How is your relationship to fear? What is the deepest fear? Pluto deals with really deep transformation, and often when there is change about, if we focus on the dark smoke, we're missing all the beautiful orange that's hiding behind it. So what do you fear? Where do you can find fear in your body, in your mind? It's interesting also that if you think of Rider-Waite-Smith image, there is this woman on the bed, right, sitting and hiding her eyes in the hands, like she doesn't want to see. So something that we don't want to see, or that we were avoiding seeing, might come up in big black smoke during the Pluto retrograding period. And this teaches us, as Pluto always does, about our own power. So when we avoid fear, we're becoming more powerless. When we're facing our fears, we're becoming more aware of it. And even if we don't change everything, when we have awareness there's more light. So Pluto in Capricorn, that's the Nine of Swords message. For Jupiter in Capricorn, I got Five of Pentacles, so pretty full-on messages for the retrograde period. And Five of Pentacles deals with finance, with financial prosperity, with health, right, and with just our general feeling of abundance and being like full of vitality. So Jupiter is the benefic planet that's usually suggest periods of growth. So here we have rotten tomatoes, right? So something that maybe during the Jupiter retrograding period, which is nearly, it's happening for a while, we will speak more about it during the webinar, but during the Jupiter period, you want to really check your finances, what's rotting in your life on the spiritual or financial level. Recheck your also fear around money. What do you think about money? How are your thoughts? Are you being afraid? Maybe you being scared about money? How does all of this fit into your growing period, growing cycle? So this Five of Pentacles, it's quite a Nine of Swords, quite a big message from both planets retrograding in the sign of Capricorn, which is, earth sign, likes to be ambitious, likes to grow, but there's just something off happening here. With Saturn going backwards in Aquarius, Aquarian is a very kind of new earth energy, right? Saturn likes to build structures. So what I got was Ten of Cups, which I found that was really funny because, there is a structure and we're building some structure, but it's not very stable. And Saturn doesn't like not stable. Saturn likes stable. So I think as much as we focus on ideals and something beautiful that we can really build, when all this period is finishing, it's interesting that Saturn in Aquarius still comes up with this kind of glass structure, but reflecting a lot of rainbow light. There's like this sense in this card of possibility of growth. And I really think that Saturn is teaching us right now, how can we build something that it's new, it's fresh, it's the last card of Ten of Cups, but it just seems so fragile in a way. So like as if we were building this new structure, and focus on what you want to see beyond the rainbow, it's not only about something which is happening right now, but if we're building something for the future, what do you want to see? What attracts you? What resonates? Where do you see color? But the structure itself, it's interesting that Saturn, that structure is not very stable here. For Venus retrograding, I got Lovers, of course. So the Lovers for Venus, very beautifully reflecting the constellation of Gemini. Venus rules love, relationships. So very often during Venus retrograde cycles, we are faced with some relationship issues, or what we think about love, how we maybe project stuff onto our partners, onto our peoples, just rechecking our communication mode, our values for relationships. It's a perfect time for it, just to recheck with ourselves what we truly love and what we value in life. And then North Node I pulled, it's also quite reflective of Gemini, so it's Two of Pentacles. And we see here that there is some ideas sprouting, right? The North Node and South Node just changed signs recently into Sagittarius and Gemini axis. There's really a lot about learning, about sprouting new ideas, and this Two of Pentacles also give this sense of like either choices, which ideas do you want to give your love to grow, what makes you tick, what's exciting, what do you want to see grow? Do you have to choose, or can you grow both? So I hope this is an interesting way to encourage you to use tarot and oracles together, and astrology and tarot together. You can add another level after that, you know, pick an oracle deck to show you a little bit more, or another tarot deck. I teach a lot of these ways of playing with cards in my creative tarot class, which you can you know, purchase on my website. It's linked below as well, and I hope this is going to be, you know, inspirational for you to play and find your own answers and your own kind of inspiration from those retrograding planets. And I hope to see you, or a lot of you at least, at our webinar, our meeting with Karni on Saturday. As I said, I'm going to link more information when it just comes, when we prepare it, because we're still working on it. It's going to be in the description box, but also on Instagram, on Tarot Map account and Karni Astrology account. So join us, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!